Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, look at me not being the woman of the house. Like, here you go,
take it.
And I know where it is, but it's like that's his thing,
Exactly. Operations.
100%.
This one right here.
100%.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
We need a SOP. We need to do this. We need these are the steps. We need a strategy. We can't just jump in. I am CEO.
Yeah.
As far as like over there,
long term.
Let's get there. We got to get over there right now.
This is the visionary.
So there's no mincing of anything.
Of words. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pro.
Yeah. Welcome to
Marriage Pentacles Chats from the Peak, where God's favorites link up. My name is Dr. Laura.
And I'm Emmy.
And this is Marriage Pentacles Chats from the Peak. Hey, y'all. You see the rich auntie vibes?
Giving rich auntie tonight.
It's giving businesswoman. Yeah. And period. Because we need to get down to the nitty gritty, Memmy. We need to talk to these people about why marriage is a business.
Is it though?
Marriage is a business, Memmy.
That's the conversation we're having today.
That's the conversation. And we need to get to it. And I felt like we needed to look the part.
Yeah. No, we did.
And I felt like we ate that.
Giving Lagos businesswoman.
You know rich auntie. Period. And so if you're new here, this is Chats from the Peak, where we talk about all things love, healthy relationships, marriage. And we do that from a clinical lens, a cultural lens, and a little bit of life experience. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, we know marriage is work. It is good work, though.
Good work.
And we want you guys to be invested in this good work. So please, if you are new here, click the notification bell, stay a while, get comfortable, get cozy. We're here to just be a support to you.
Yep.
And so, Memmy, like, we got an internet chokehold today, right?
We do.
Can you set it up for us? Because
okay, yes.
When you sent this, I was like, okay.
So if y'all are obsessed with Nigerian weddings like me, you would have seen this wedding from this bride named Kene, and I don't remember her last name. Nwosu, maybe? But Kenesha. Her dad's a billionaire. She married...
Let's say that casually. Her dad's a billionaire.
Her dad's a billionaire. So, everybody saw the clothes, they saw the fashion, they saw the wedding. It was over the top. It was a traditional wedding. And her husband is also the son of a billionaire. So like
when billionaires link up.
Essentially, yeah. So when she was on a podcast, and I'm so mad, and I did not have the name of the podcast, but we're gonna put the link in the description for you to watch it. But they were on the podcast, and at first, they were asking her questions about how she feels about her husband, and she was just kind of like, what does she love about her son? What does she like about her husband? And she was just like, he's just really supportive of me. Like, he knows that I'm a social media influencer. He doesn't do social media, but he's always there for me. He's very supportive. Like, he has my back. And she was like, and that's just what made me say, I want to marry this guy. Yeah. And so the interviewer was like, but do you love him? And she was like, love? Like, what's love? She was like... And so this video went insane because everybody was literally just gagging over her wedding 2 weeks ago. And then she now comes on a podcast and she's like, who needs love, basically? She was like, what's love? Essentially was her was her sentiment. Yeah. And then her husband walks in the frame and he's just like, you always acting like you don't, like you hard. Like, he was like, just say you love me. Yeah. And she was like, I love teams about him. She could not connect what, like, the idea, the concept of love, which we thought was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the conversation, to me, immediately, I'm just like, I wonder, was this an arranged marriage?
Yeah,
was this because of like two powerful families connecting legacy. Because of marriage? Because we know, like most, when you do research on the institution of marriage, it was created for families to connect.
And
so it was this powerful family marrying a powerful family's daughter. Like, that is the reason. Mm-hmm. That is why marriage was established. Yeah. And to now continue that lineage, continue that legacy. and to sustain it throughout the years. And so they just kind of, royal family. We know the royal family. Royals marry royals. Yeah. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
And so part of that was what I thought about immediately when I saw this. Okay, so maybe they were just kind of arranged, and she just had to kind of find what she liked about him.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. What was your take on it?
I mean, and to be fair, because the thing is, I only have the context of that short clip. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I never want to assume or, but based on the clip, I was just like, well, she's still saying things that constitute her loving this man, though.
Like, at the end of the day, the things she said, I'm just like, girl, you love him. It's like, that's love.
Is it like you want to be so different? You just don't want to say the words because it's giving love.
It sounds like love to me.
It's giving love. But, I mean, and that's not to say any good or bad thing about it. It's just more so that, like, these are the things that would constitute what love is made of. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're thinking about all the ingredients of love.
Like she said, he's supportive. He's always there for her.
He's always there for her.
Safe. She feels... That's giving love, babe.
It's giving love. It's giving love. But I also recognize that kind of the same sentiments as you about, like, arranged marriages. Mm-hmm. Like, arranged marriages are not about love.
No.
It's about the betterment of the family. It's about self-preservation. It's about family preservation. Yeah. It is about legacy. It is about generational wealth. It's about all of those things. Mm-hmm. And that is the institution of marriage for like outside of a love.
Yeah.
It is like, how do we further the lineage, keep it healthy, keep it strong, keep it standing afloat, keeping it to be a force, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I mean, like, you think about Game of Thrones and, like, all of the power moves that have to happen. It's political.
Marriage was political.
Do you know what I mean? And that's not to say, like, even with all that being said, as people who believe in the institution of marriage, who are believers and things like that, love is a part of the equation, but it's not the driving force in marriage.
No, it's not.
It is important.
Yeah. It's a good foundation.
It's a great foundation, but it's not always the driving force.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And which is why a lot of arranged marriages last.
Yeah. Do well.
They do well because it is not always about the love.
Yeah.
It is not always about the ooey gooey gushy feelings that make everything great, the butterflies, the home run, the all of the shooting star, all that good stuff. Yeah. It's about, like, two people coming together to say, we're going to make this work, to do the things, to do the needful, to build something sustainable and long lasting, and along the lines and along the way, maybe love finds its way there.
Marriages.
Was that my case? Was that Mimi's case? No. Am I telling anybody to do that? No. But what I'm saying is, it's not always the love.
Yeah.
That's not always the it doesn't have to be the driving force.
It just made me laugh. It made me just remember when I was younger, and my mom would be like, my mom is super strict. Probably talked about, I'm sure y'all know by now. And I would ask her, like, I thought you loved me. And she'd be like, what is love? She's like, what's love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it?
Like, okay, Whitney Houston.
Yeah. But, that's Tina Turner.
Oh, my God.
Girl, they about to chew you up.
I'm so sorry to all y'all ladies.
They gonna chew you up. This the girl's girl here, y'all, right? Okay.
Whitney, okay, yeah. Sorry, Tina Turner. What's love? I know the song. But my mom would be like, what does love got to do with it? Yeah. And it always made me think about that. Like, sometimes is love enough, right?
Yeah.
And like, when I think of it, I think of love as the foundation of a relationship.
Yes.
And so I think love is a good foundation to have on a good foundation for a successful and healthy marriage. Yeah. But some people build on other foundations.
That's good.
Some people build on survival.
Yeah.
That in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, women couldn't open a bank account, right? You couldn't, in America, you couldn't open a bank account unless you were married.
Yeah.
So in those scenarios, it was kind of like survival. Like, I kind of had to be married or else I would just never leave my daddy's house,
be here forever.
And so some build it on family obligations, right? Like, I'm the first daughter of this powerful man. Yeah. So I knew from the day that I was born that I was going to marry his best friend's son.
Period.
So and so
don't hurt that his best friend's son fine. So it works out.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
But, so you build your marriage on that familial obligation. Yeah. And in some scenarios, it's great. In some scenarios, it's not. Yeah, but that's with any foundation.
Yeah.
But is it possible to build marriages on foundations that are not love? Yeah. And I want to say, yeah.
Agreed.
I don't know if it's just not as common, I feel like, in our generation and in our society.
No, because to me, I say this all the time to you, that I feel like our generation, it's about what feels good. We're going to do what feels good. And if it don't feel good, we're not going to do it.
And even if that means, that we're going to walk away when the minute it's not feeling good, we're walking away.
Which is why it's so problematic to
me.
You know, so I absolutely feel it's fleeting. It's too fleeting. It's too fleeting. And so I think that kind of bodes the question of like, can marriage operate as a business? And I feel like you have like really strong feelings about this.
I mean, so it's like okay. So when I hear the terminology, can marriage operate as a business? Immediately I want to say no. Because when you think of operating as a business, you think of something that is kind of like soulless and just cold and rigid and mechanical. But when you peel that part out of it, in a logical sense, a marriage is a lot like a business.
Absolutely.
Right? Because 100%. You have a partnership.
Absolutely.
Right? I'm the CEO, COO, CFO, whatever. Absolutely. But there are two people running this business of family.
Yeah.
And there's someone that is in charge of certain things. There's someone else that's in charge of the other stuff. There's things we need to do. There's goals we need to achieve. There's finances required to run this business, to run this family, and everyone plays a part.
Absolutely.
So it is, when you do think about that, I think that perspective of running it like a business is actually helpful, because I feel like sometimes that it kind of removes some of the emotion that goes into making these decisions. For us, a decision that I'm not really looking forward to is when my son goes to high school, which is only 2 years away. And that is...
Ooh, that's close. Oh.
My stomach just dropped. I'm not ready. I'm not ready at all.
For you, wow.
For him to go to 9th grade. But that is a huge decision that we are talking about from now. In 2 years, we're already thinking about like, so what high school is he going to go to?
Yeah.
If he's going to go to a public high school, are we going to get him into the best school in the county?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then what does he need to be doing?
Yeah.
Right? How are we going to hold him accountable to make sure his grades are up to par, to make sure that he's doing what he needs to do, that he's testing well to be able to get into the best public school?
Right.
If he's going to go to a private school, how are we going to afford that?
God will provide.
God will provide, amen. But are we doing the things that needed to be done to ensure that we can afford that if that is the case when that time comes?
Yeah.
So these are family decisions, but kind of like business decisions.
Absolutely.
These are the kind of decisions that you make at work.
At the end of the day, how does a business run, right? A business runs to drive productivity and increase value.
You ate that.
Like, that's... At the end of the day, the goal of a business, you think about our business.
Yeah.
We want to drive productivity and increase value, whatever that looks like.
Right.
In a marriage, it's the same way, right?
That's what
you want to have productive output. Whatever you're putting in, you want a productive output. You want to drive whatever that output is. You want it to be valuable,
right? And we would call it fruit in a marriage.
Fruit, yeah.
You want to see fruit.
You want to see fruit, and you want to see good fruit,
you want to see good fruit. Yeah.
So that means whatever I'm pouring into this food, into the seed, it's going to bear good fruit. That requires somebody who doesn't mind getting their hands dirty, who doesn't mind being a gardener.
Yeah.
But then it also requires somebody to say, that soil is not the best soil.
Right.
We need to plant over here, and we need to plant at this time, and we need to harvest at this time.
That's strategy.
So there is a CEO and a COO.
Yeah.
Like, even if, like, for me, I don't think there's one higher than the other. If I were to say between myself and Memi, who's a CEO, who's a CFO, a COO, I would say, and Memi, correct me if I'm wrong, please. To me, I feel like you're more the COO. Operations.
100%.
This one right here.
100%.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
We need SOP. We need to do this. We need, these are the steps. We need a strategy. We can't just jump in. I am CEO.
Yeah.
As far as like, over there?
Long term.
Let's get there. We got to get over there right now.
This is the visionary. Sister with the vision. Because she come with her vision, and I'll be like, so...
no, she be humbling me, and she be breaking me down, taking a machete and chopping my legs off.
I love that. I really want that for us, but how do we... I just...
The platform is not sustainable.
I just
Operations are not as strong. So yes.
But it's a natural...
But it's
a natural thing.
But that thing is, it is, in order for this marriage to work, there's got to be one and there's got to be the other.
Yeah, correct.
But ultimately, what are we both trying to do? Drive productivity, increase value.
Yeah. And I think that's a good analogy, because in marriage, a lot of people would just say, "Oh, the husband is the CEO."
Yeah.
But what if he's more strategic? What if he's more like in the weeds?
In the weeds.
What if he's more operation minded? Yeah. And the wife is more strategic. The wife is more visionary.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
And that does not mean he's not the leader. That does not mean she's not being submissive.
That. And so I think the business as a marriage thing is growing on me, honey.
Because she was a little.
It's making sense. It makes sense. You know.
Giving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, so now we've established that yes, okay, marriage can be run
like
as a business, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, we are always going to stand for love, right?
Always.
Not because we're even girls, but I think because it just makes it a sweeter deal. That's what makes it different. Like myself and Mimi, we love each other. I think that's also another part of why our business works.
Yeah.
And we know each other and we know our strengths and we know our weaknesses. Mm-hmm. But like, if it was just business as usual, like there's so many times, like myself and Mimi had a come to Jesus moment the other day, and we were like, for our future meetings, we need to do X, Y, and Z. These things cannot happen anymore, and these things need to happen.
Because right? Meetings like what?
Like what did we just do here?
Why are we up to 1 a.m.?
But that's also because we love each other, right?
Yeah, because we be also talking, rapping. Catching up,
doing all that. Mind you, we've talked to each other 5 times in that day. But anyway, we digress. But the thing is, there's love there, right?
Yeah.
So it makes our work enjoyable.
Yeah.
Are there growing pains? Absolutely. Are there? But when it is soulless, like I think Mimi was kind of seeing it from that initial lens, like when it's mechanical, it is just business as usual. Yeah. There is no there's no feeling, there's no love. Yeah. Like, don't you know when they say this cake was made with love, or this food was made with love?
Yeah.
Because
it tastes different.
It tastes different, right?
It adds like that sauce.
Sauce. Right.
I think that's the perfect segue, because if we were talking about what are the pros and cons of marrying without romantic love, like, you know, like getting married, like something like an arranged marriage, or not really like the Kenny girl, but like kind of what she was alluding to, but not what she was saying. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but without having that without falling in love first. Yeah. Because in our society today, it is the expectation
is that
you fall in love first.
Yeah.
That you are marrying the love of your life.
Yeah.
The person you've always dreamed about. The person you cannot see a future without.
Yes, correct.
That is what we are kind of accustomed to in America, in our environment.
Yes, correct.
I don't know what, other countries have different scenarios.
Absolutely.
But for us, that is the expectation in this country. Or that is what's more popular, I'll say.
Agreed.
So what are the pros and what are the cons of romantic love versus, I guess, an arranged marriage, business, or this just makes sense?
Yeah. So I would say for romantic love, I would say a pro for arranged.
Okay.
I would say a pro for arranged is that oftentimes the goals and the vision are clear. The goals and the vision are clear because it's outside of anything other than this reason.
Yeah.
So I am pairing you with my son. I am pairing you with my daughter because financially this is going to be a good match. Mm-hmm. In terms of power, this is going to expand our power. Mm-hmm. This is going to increase our stability in a certain area. Mm-hmm. This is going to bring or combine resources.
Yeah.
That is clear.
Yeah.
And outlined. Mm-hmm. So there's no mincing of anything.
Of words. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pro.
I agree. That is a pro.
For us, where we talk about, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
For us to talk about all the time being aligned.
Yeah.
There's pure alignment there.
The alignment is set up. Yeah. And we're talking about scenarios where they're like willing. Because I know sometimes. Sometimes y'all be getting forced into the arranged marriage. We ain't talking about y'all, honey. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm so sorry for that.
Correct.
But we're talking about the ones that are allowing their parents to. But my parents were arranged, so I'm a product of an of an arranged marriage. Yeah. So I guess I do know the benefits. I think.
And your parents love each other down.
Yeah, no. My parents they fell in love really quick. So it's like they were arranged.
They're like, thanks, mom and dad.
Yeah, they were like, good looking, Al. He's taking me to America, Al.
Sucker.
I'm out of here. So, but I think a con of an arranged marriage could be if that love does not emerge.
Oh, yeah,
then what do you do?
For sure.
Because the hope and the prayers, like my parents, that the love emerges, the friendship emerges.
Yeah, for sure.
And, they ride off into the sunset. But in some scenarios, the love never emerges.
Agreed.
And then so it's becomes sort of like a miserable situation.
Yeah.
And then that does kind of suck.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I chose this, but I don't know if it was the best for me.
Yeah.
But, I think if it was something that you wanted to do, having that aligned vision, it can help with that.
For sure.
In some scenarios.
Yeah.
It can help with that.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, okay, there's a bigger picture here. Yeah. It's not just about us. And we've talked before about seeing your marriage as a bigger picture outside of yourself. For sure.
So what would you say that are romantic? Well, what's the benefit of romantic?
Oh, the pros? I mean,
I love him. Okay. What else?
Like, that's my man.
So you get to say that's my man. Okay. So how's that a pro?
Okay. So like the pros, I would just say in the enjoyment factor. Yeah. Like, I feel like if the love is sustained throughout.
Yeah.
I will say that it's just a good feeling to feel like, oh, I've been married for 20 years and I still get butterflies. Like, that's so cute.
Butterflies, please.
I love that. Like, I just think that's so cute.
Girly. Yeah, that's so cute.
I love that.
I get, like, obviously, and I'm not even playing devil's advocate because, I mean, I would want love. Too. I would want love as well.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, I do feel like without being heartless and soulless and mechanical, we should still, even with romantic love, we should still see marriage as a business.
Yeah, I mean,
and the reason why
the word business,
and that's what I'm saying. We need to. I feel like we are sometimes we can be so literal and just
we like stuck on words.
Just so stuck on words when it's homegirl right here.
Yeah,
you love him, baby. You love the man.
It's a good example.
But you don't want to
use the word.
But you love him. Like what you're defining is love.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to minimize her experience or whatever the case may be.
No, we're
but
not
like
doing that.
That's love. Those are the ingredients for love, healthy love.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing. Like the ingredients for healthy business are this. Like they require work. Mm-hmm. So does marriage. Mm-hmm. They require partnership. So does marriage. Yeah. They require people to take on roles where they are best suited.
Yeah.
And thrive in them. Yeah. So do businesses.
That's real.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then a lot of times with the business, you should love the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
So should you in a marriage.
You should.
And so I think for me, I think the point I'm trying to make is that love ain't everything.
Yeah.
When you look at this institution as not transactional, but something that's that requires work.
Yeah.
You can see it as a business.
Yeah. And also, I think that the aspect of like when we just talked about marriage being outside of yourself and bigger than just, boy meets girl, but it's also parallel to a business, right? Like in the business, you're hoping to leave an impact. You're hoping to create change.
Correct.
You're hoping to, leave your mark on the world.
Correct.
So, I think I definitely think it's the word. And like you said, we can get hung up on connotations of words, but like I can definitely see that as a business.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm trying to think of, I think the negative side of seeing it as a business is when you lack that undercurrent of the care, the love, and you're just like, I'm clocking in, clocking out.
And then even further, right? I mean, I think also is this idea that like, I need to stay in my own lane and I like my role is my role and your role is your role, right? Because even with us, right, there is overlap, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm the only one casting vision and you don't buy into the vision, it's like
just wasting time.
Right. Or if I never want to know what you're doing operationally for our business, it's like there's still supposed to be some like overlap and understanding of like the roles that each of us play in the marriage.
Yeah, correct.
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I might not be the person necessarily full force with all the child rearing. Yeah. However, I still know my kid. Like I don't know if it was you and I that were talking about the trend where it's just like, I don't know what size shoe my kids wear.
What they wear.
I might not be the one buying the shoes,
but you should know.
But I know.
Yeah, you should know. You should know.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's still some level of understanding.
Yeah.
And that is, and unfortunately what happens is you don't operate your marriage as a business, or you don't know the ins and outs of your business. You ain't paying your taxes.
Yeah.
People up and stealing your merchandise. Yeah. Things like that creep in. And I think it's the same thing with the marriage.
Yeah. And also like another thing is like when, like we talked about things overlapping, right? Like I've heard of scenarios where one spouse is dies or something, and then the other spouse is just lost in the sauce.
Fish out of water.
You have no idea where anything is. You don't know the accounts.
That is my biggest fear. Yeah. That is my big.
And it happens so easily, especially when you're in a position where you feel like safe and secure. Like, oh, Correct. He got it. Like I never have to check.
Yeah.
You know, but so it's like, I think for me, I try to know the accounts. I might not know the password, the logins, but I could tell you who the mortgage is with. Yeah. Like I could tell you, the underlying things.
I feel like you. Taking them faces. Yikes.
But that is something that happens because the roles are so delegated.
Yes. Correct.
And there is not a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
But that is something to talk about in the meetings. Like where's the safe box?
Yeah.
You know, like
for sure.
we got passports for the kids and the birth certificates came and I'm thinking about it like that's normal. This is normally like a woman's thing.
Yeah.
But the birth certificates came and I just handed it to Dapo because he keeps the documents.
Same tall.
Yeah. And so I'm just thinking, and it made me laugh because when I grew up, my mom kept all the documents. Yeah. So I was thinking like, look at me not being the woman of the house. Like, here you go.
Take it.
And I know where it is. But it's like that's his thing,
exactly. Agreed.
So, I don't know. It's just interesting. I the idea of a business as a marriage, I understand it and I get it, but it's just that word business that just gets to me.
Yeah.
But I see the similarities. Yeah. I think that it would also help, like if people are struggling to get on the same page or kind of like understand the shared vision or struggling with working together. It's like, okay, pretend that this is your business partner.
Yeah, for
sure. And pretend that your family is your corporation.
That's it.
How would you increase value and productivity? Drive productivity. How would you do that?
Yeah.
Look at it from that lens. I think that actually could help people.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this was a conversation that myself and Memi were having, and we just decided to bring it to y'all.
Yeah, we were just talking about this.
And how many of you guys, how do you see your marriage?
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with seeing your marriage as a business?
What do you think?
And who's the CEO, who's the COO of your marriage?
Yeah.
And who the CFO?
I know who to name me. I for sure am not the CFO.
For sure you're right.
And when I went to school to be a CFO, but in my house, nah.
That's all Dabs?
Yeah, all Dabs. All him, 100%.
Tell us definitely CFO. Even if I was, but he's definitely not handing
that over. So you're the CEO?
I am none of the COO.
You're COO. I think for me, I'm probably COO too.
Yeah. He leaves that to me. He's like, go ahead and do that.
Figure out the details.
And just let me know. But he's absolutely the visionary for the home.
Yeah.
Cast the vision.
Yeah. That's nice. That's good.
Drags me along.
Yeah, like come on, guys.
Let's go.
Put it by my back.
Yeah, but ultimately, it still helps. Like I see the value.
Yeah,
I see it in our children.
Yeah,
I see it in how like our children are raised and when they come home from school and like they're top of their class and like I see it. Yeah. So it's like I understand the benefit of it, and not to say that I want to take his role. Could I probably be better, more integrated? Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there's benefit for how things are run and the way that we run our marriage.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. It's good to look at how things are going and be like, this is not too bad.
Not too bad.
It's a good feeling, especially when you get to like our age. It's like we've been married a while and relatively a while. Like amongst our peers, I guess, who've been married a while.
Correct.
So to look and be like, okay, we're not doing too bad. Okay. Like, it's a good feeling. And we just want that for like all of our viewers. We just want everyone to be able to look over and be like, like, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
I could continue. I could do this for another 20 years.
30, 40,
50, 60, 70.
And keep going.
And don't stop.
Yes. So, as always, we want to thank you guys so much. We want you to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Tell a friend to tell your friend. Pull up. Stay a while. Chit chat with us. We want to see you in the comments. And we want to thank you again for another episode from Chats from the Peak.
Bye.